Many people in the US don't realize this, but pancreatic cancer is quietly becoming one of the deadliest cancers in America. It's not as frequently talked about as breast cancer or prostate cancer, yet it's overtaking both in terms of how many lives it claims every year. That's right. While headlines focus on more commonly discussed cancers, pancreatic cancer has slipped under the radar, often going unnoticed until it's too late. And that silence is costing lives. The truly alarming part? Most Americans have no idea it's happening, and even fewer are aware of the early symptoms that could help detect it when there's still time to act. But here's the truth. By learning to recognize just a handful of early warning signs, you could save your own life, or someone you love deeply, a friend, a spouse, a parent, a neighbor. When caught early enough, treatment becomes more effective. But the challenge is, it's almost never caught early. Pancreatic cancer is called the silent killer for a reason. With a devastating 5-year survival rate of just 12%, it's one of the most aggressive and unforgiving cancers out there. In the United States alone, it kills more than 65,000 people every year, a number that's climbing year after year. What's especially heartbreaking is that nearly 80% of those diagnosed had symptoms. But they brushed them off, assuming it was just aging or stress or bad digestion. They waited until it was too late. And yet, research shows that many warning signs begin appearing 3 to 6 months before diagnosis. That's a crucial window for early detection. And if even one person recognizes these signs early, this video is worth it. So, let's dive into the 7 unexpected signs of pancreatic cancer you need to know about. Especially if you're over 50 and living in the US. 1. Digestive issues that don't go away. Your pancreas isn't just some background organ, it plays a critical role in digestion, especially in breaking down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. But when a tumor begins to grow in or around the pancreas, it disrupts this process. It can block enzymes or clog up the pancreatic duct, and that causes food to linger in your stomach, leading to some very uncomfortable symptoms. We're talking about constant bloating, a feeling of heaviness after eating just a small meal, frequent nausea, or even vomiting, and in some cases, a sudden loss of appetite. You might start losing weight without trying, feel weaker day by day, and wonder why your energy seems to be slipping away. 1 telltale sign: pale, greasy, and foul-smelling stools. They float, cling to the toilet, and are difficult to flush. That happens when your body isn't properly absorbing fat, because the enzymes aren't doing their job. If you're having daily digestive trouble and nothing seems to help, it could be more than just your diet. 2. Exhaustion that feels bone deep. Everyone feels tired sometimes, but this isn't that kind of tired. This is a profound fatigue, a heaviness that doesn't go away with sleep, that lingers no matter how well you eat or how long you rest. It's the kind of exhaustion that makes climbing the stairs feel like a mountain. That turns grocery shopping into a marathon. That makes even simple conversations feel like too much effort. Pancreatic cancer cells rob your body of essential nutrients and calories, draining your energy even while you rest. Over time, this unshakable fatigue begins to creep into your emotional state too. You might feel more anxious, depressed, irritable, or mentally foggy. Your sleep can suffer, and that only makes the fatigue worse. If your energy has been steadily declining over the past few months, and no amount of rest seems to recharge you, don't ignore it, especially if it's paired with other subtle changes in your health. 3. Unexplained fever and chills. This one surprises most people. You may suddenly begin to have episodes of fever, not like a cold or the flu, but random temperature spikes. One day you feel fine, the next, you're wrapped in a blanket, shivering uncontrollably, only for the fever to disappear and return a few days later. This happens because inflammation caused by pancreatic tumors can confuse and activate your immune system. Sometimes, a fever is your body's desperate way of fighting back. In addition, if a tumor is blocking the bile ducts, jaundice can develop, and that can also trigger periodic fevers. These aren't like typical infections. The fevers come and go without explanation, sometimes accompanied by night sweats that soak your sheets. If you're dealing with irregular fevers for no clear reason, especially in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, it's time to get evaluated. 4. Blood clots. Out of nowhere, pancreatic cancer can create a hypercoagulable state which means your blood is more prone to forming clots. This is why deep vein thrombosis, DVT, in the legs is often one of the earliest and most overlooked signs. If you notice one leg swelling up, feeling warm, tender to the touch, or looking slightly red or bluish, don't wait. That could be a clot forming. And if that clot breaks loose and travels to your lungs, it can cause a pulmonary embolism, which can be fatal in minutes. You might suddenly struggle to breathe, feel a sharp pain in your chest when inhaling, or experience a racing heartbeat. These are medical emergencies. Even one unexplained clot could be your body trying to tell you something far more serious is going on behind the scenes. 5. A swollen liver or gallbladder. Here's something most people never associate with pancreatic cancer: enlargement of the liver or gallbladder. It happens when a tumor blocks the bile duct, causing bile to back up. That pressure builds, and nearby organs like the gallbladder begin to swell unnaturally. Sometimes, doctors can feel a firm mass under your ribcage on the right side during a routine physical. Other times, it's caught on a CT scan or ultrasound, often when looking for something else. This kind of domino effect, where one organ's blockage causes another to swell, is a powerful clue for doctors. But the average person doesn't even know it's happening. If your doctor ever mentions biliary obstruction, don't brush it off. It may be the tip of a much more dangerous iceberg. 6. Constant, uncomfortable bloating. Let's be honest, many Americans over 50 experience some level of bloating, but this isn't the kind you can blame on pizza or soda. This is persistent abdominal bloating that doesn't change with your diet, doesn't ease with antacids, and makes you feel full after just a few bites. It happens because your pancreas isn't producing the enzymes needed to break down food, so it sits there, undigested, causing pressure, discomfort, and gas. You may feel like you're carrying around a balloon inside your belly all day long. And it doesn't matter if you eat clean or avoid certain foods. The bloating just doesn't go away. If you've been treating what feels like normal indigestion for months with no relief, this could be your signal to look deeper. 7. Dark, tea-colored urine. Before jaundice makes your skin or eyes turn yellow, it often shows up in your urine first. As bile builds up in your system, your kidneys try to flush out the excess bilirubin, turning your urine a deep yellow, brown, or even cola color. Most people think this means they're dehydrated, but if you're drinking enough water and your urine still looks like strong tea for more than a day or two, it's time to take action. This sign often comes weeks or months before any visible jaundice, making it a vital early clue. If it's paired with itchy skin, light-colored stools, or any of the other symptoms we've mentioned, get evaluated right away. Pancreatic cancer's danger isn't just in how fast it spreads. It's in how easily it masquerades as something minor: indigestion, aches, a little fatigue. But those small signs can hold the key to early detection and early treatment. If any combination of these symptoms shows up in your life, especially if they persist or worsen over several weeks, don't wait for them to go away. Listen to your body, because when it comes to pancreatic cancer, knowledge truly is power, and sharing this knowledge, that might save another life too. If this information helped you, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to keep creating vital, life-saving content for you and your loved ones. Stay informed, stay safe, and take care of yourself. Thank you for watching.